I thought I had seen a lot of horrid things in my life, but nothing can be compared with this. Worse still, like a broken record, the memory manages to leach its way back in my head over and over again, consciously numbing my own destiny. I promise you, that persistent image of her oval face lying down and bashed beyond anyone's imagination. Her clothes were bunched up together, and as if to mock my memory, below her left arm were 3 congruous bullets. One of them had perforated her heart. The mastery work of an M1 carbine, a lightweight semi-automatic rifle. Big black ants hurriedly scurried around the bullet holes and the scratches that streaked her back. I told myself not to look, but the frantic sound of stacking flies fighting for their share of dried blood made it almost impossible. Pathetic, evil, they ravaged her, petrified, retrieving the power of speech. She must have bellowed for help. There is no reasonable doubt that she screamed for anybody, for somebody to help her, forgetting her fear, forgetting the terrible thing that had happened to her, hoping a car would stop and humanity could finally come to the rescue at last. She was a fighter, you know, but not this time. A trail of blood led to a pool of it in which her battered body violently lay afloat. She must have kept on running after the first bullet struck, and I doubt whether she felt anything at all. As if that insatiable scorching sensation of metal in her back was non-existent. It was evident from the trauma on her lifeless body that she had given up on the world and running wild away from it, running to a place of utter nothingness, foul shit, and desiccated tears, not to forget the dust she will be appreciating forever. It is a cold and dark place where dystopia rules and darkness massacring nature's melancholic order of humanity. A place farther away from her father, her brother, her so-called lover, that love she had dreadfully desired with all her heart, the family she would have, and the nurtured child that she would never give birth to. Mon chéri, Coco. She must have screamed when the second bullet hit, because whatever happens, the body just cannot keep silent. It cries out, it yelps, not because of the pain now as intense that is. The anguish has gone remotely beyond that. Your mind will ferociously cling on to all its energy, and ultimately, it searches for your way out. Search, keep searching. Forget that what you would love more than anything is to go home. Lay your head down and go to sleep. Shout, cry, but run, run, and they will leave you all alone now. The third bullet had put an abrupt end to all her dreams, those saddest. I am Andre X. The X part of it includes my age, as I told you, and a whole lot of things that come in to why certain thing is an X. For example, in math, you can say why X plus what X being an unknown entity. An infinite probably entity. I'm not really good at math, that's not my strong subject. We can talk about everything else, but the X part of it, that's the gray area. that we probably need to decipher. Everyone has their own gift, and I can use my hands. And before education, I can draw, I can do artwork. And education came about, taught me how to read, and then where I was, school that I was at, they fashioned me into a person who can also express this other side of me through writing. So let's say I started writing from there because of the education that we get. And yeah, I've developed it and harnessed it myself because I've realized that actually a pen is mightier than a sword. Yeah, so they say. So they say.
So then, you know how the people who write, and they just write because they want to express themselves, and then there's people who write and then they publish. So why did you choose to publish your work? And what did that look like for you, like the journey to publication?
Where should I start? Should I start at like, because I just told you about education,
Yeah.
which is a conversation for another day. We need to talk about that on another day. But my writing process into publishing the book, well, I can say that after a certain period of experiences one can go through, there are two ways in which you can let that experience out. It can be positive or negative, right? Positive way of probably expressing certain things. It could be hurt, it could be passion, it could be love, is through a work that is coming from within you and you want people to know. A negative way of expressing yourself could have negative consequences as well. For example, one that might be closer to a lot of people, not a lot of people, but one that might be closer to, let's talk about how people sometimes abuse substances. That's a form of expression. Is it a positive expression when you abuse a substance? I actually don't think so. Because when you abuse a substance, you are running away, maybe, perhaps, from something. You haven't really taken the time to actually go or introspect deep within yourself. And you just want something that can just hide it for now, you know, and then you're happy, you have dilated eyes, you're smiling. But when that dopamine rushes off, you're gonna sleep. Maybe some don't sleep. You're gonna sleep, and then when you wake up, you're gonna feel the same way that you felt before before you started even abusing the substance. So writing for me was a way of me expressing certain experiences that I had gone through. You know, probably from childhood till now. And I'm fortunate enough that I'm not afraid to let the world know my experiences, also who I am and where I come from, you know?
Great. So you know how you mentioned that some people like express themselves in a negative way and like in a positive way, and then that's the inspiration mostly behind like publishing and stuff. So who are some of the authors or books that you've read that make you feel like you're headed in the same direction or inspire you to write in that way, in the way that you write? Is there anyone you...
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, definitely. I mean, for you to write, you need to read. Like, you need to read a lot of books. For me, that is. I read. That's why maybe I wear glasses. My eyes are damaged from reading. So I read, and I got to read a lot of Danielle Steele, and that's probably also because of my mother. She collects Danielle Steele. She loves Danielle Steele, And I've always had that relationship when it comes to the arts with my mom. She's the first person who actually also taught me how to hold a pencil and draw. So I trust her judgment in that regard, so I also became an avid reader of Danielle Steele. So you find that my style of writing, to a certain extent, has Danielle Steele's voice. I actually would want to thank her for actually writing, you know. Also, Bettina Gapa, powerful woman, that one. Also in the same field in the same field as I am. So I saw her as someone who can also be inspirational, not only in the writing, but also career-wise, and developing me in that regard as well. So I also have a bit of patina in me, and I hope when she sees this, she'll actually smile. I know she will. And Saul D. Alinsky. He has a mind, a radical mind that I think a lot of people just need to get into. He introduced to me certain things that I hadn't actually seen for myself, and that when I said we're going to go back to education, that education, the structured one, didn't let me know. He introduced some of those things, and I actually went deeper. Spiritually, I trust Joe Osteen. I don't know if you know him. He's good, right? Yeah, he's good. So yeah, those individuals are my fighters. They are my fighters, and I would trust them. I would want to see them one day and just be in the same room with them, and perhaps we can just come up with one big, powerful book of 1,000 pages. Yeah, Laurel.
Okay, no, that's interesting. So you mentioned people that you look up to, Danielle Steele, your mom, Joel Osteen. How about Andre X? Like, if someone was to read your book, what would you want them to take away from it? What would you want them to say about your book with your name?
Andre X. Yeah, Andre X is a complex individual. That's what I've been told by a lot of people. People don't really understand who Andre is. And I would want to keep it that way. Why? Because it leaves room for me to just do something and people will be like, oh, so you can actually also kind of do this, you know? From my book, people are gonna get into my mind. From what we spoke about, people that inspired me, I mentioned 3 women. My mom, Patina, and Danielle Steele. Right? These are 3 powerful women in my personal view. And my book is out of respect, especially for my mom, because she's the one who nurtured the gift within me. So if you look at what is going on in the world, right, there's like a sort of battle of the sexes in a sense, you know. You have radical feminism on one end, you have patriarchy on the other hand, but we don't seem to realize how interdependent and how interconnected that we are as human beings. Look at the fact that I've just mentioned, the fact that my mom introduced me to Danielle Steele, and that she nurtured my ability to express myself, to find my own expression. Had she not done that, Andre X wouldn't be talking to you right now. Had Danielle Steele not risen up to the challenge of actually expressing herself, I don't think I'll be talking to you right now. Same thing with Patina. Had she not done the way and the things that she has accomplished even right now, to a certain extent, my voice would have been limited. My respect is coming from Mother Nature, which is why this Mbira instrument is actually also important, because it brings harmony and balance to whom we are as a people. You know, it has a lot of history, culture, and stories embedded that we can also just decipher by playing. It can calm you down, it can make you understand certain things that a lot of people are refusing to understand. And I'm saying refusing because people just don't want to listen. If you breathe right now, take 3 deep breaths in and out. That's the way and only way that you can start to be in a position where you can listen. And listen, I'm not saying listening to everything else that's happening around you, but listening to yourself. Your breathing alone can tell you that something is not right with you. And you can only know that if you're listening to yourself, you know? So you start there, listening to yourself. A lot of people are running away from themselves. That's why we have a lot of chaos, gender-based violence, all of that, drug and substance abuse, all of that. Just because a lot of people are refusing to be patient enough with themselves. It's my opinion.
Alright, so I have just had a wonderful experience listening to Andre X's book. It was inspiring. It was a pleasant read. I think his writing is so simple yet so impactful. You can actually go with the flow of the book. It's just amazing. I think anyone who actually got a copy of the book would really enjoy listening or just following his creativity, following his mind, and just enjoying the book. You will not regret buying this book. Trust me.
Okay, my name is Tapiana Shamtsekera from Special Olympics Zimbabwe. I want to thank my brother to launch Bukrao. It was so good and it was so inspired, especially for persons with a disability. It was good for us to say you can do, you can achieve whatever you want to do in life despite good disability or a winner. And it was so good. He had inspired. You can do better things. Despite good, it was good. Thank you.